Hi everyone, my name is Nancy and I decided I wanted to do a weekend reading vlog. So hopefully I have a successful reading weekend. It is the last 3 days of May, and so I'm going to try to get as much reading as I can before June rolls around and before my summer classes start. I really wanted to do a Neil Gaiman readathon weekend starting today, but I feel like I already lost too much time to try to get through the books I wanted to, so I decided to leave it for the beginning of June. But for now, it is Friday. I'm currently only reading one book, which is The City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. This is the 6th book in the Mortal Instruments series, and I've read all the Infernal Devices, so next up will be the Dark Artifices series. So after I'm done with this, I will be able to start Lady Midnight. So I'm currently on chapter 21. I have over 200 pages to read left, so I'm gonna try to get this done. Maybe hopefully start reading this. But I usually always like to have like a smaller book that I can probably quickly finish to kind of keep me motivated and not feel like I've been on a book forever. Anyone else feel that way? And also I just was really in the mood for this book. I will be reading The Fire Next Time by James Baldwin. I started reading this like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago maybe, when I bought it, and I never finished it because I think school started or something. But especially right now in these times where a lot is going on top of the just pandemic, is just a lot, and I feel like the best way for me to kind of cope with everything and also kind of maybe help out, be aware more, is through knowledge. And I feel like just reading more stories and authors that tell their story, that do tell these struggles, it's just, I think, really important to stay aware. And just felt like this book was calling my name on my bookshelves. So yeah, very excited to pick this back up. So The City of Heavenly Fire, I've actually been switching on and off from the audiobook and just the physical copy when I have time. When I have it on Scribd, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I have it on Scribd on an ebook because I actually have the physical copy. I have all the books in the Mortal Instruments series, but I left it at my apartment back at school, and I haven't been back since like March, and I don't know when I'm gonna go back, so I just decided to read it on ebook for now. But anyways, yes, I've been reading it physically when I had the chance, most of it actually, and then just listening to the audiobook when I'm like doing things, which I might do that right now because I actually have to do laundry, and that'll be the perfect time to listen to the audiobook. Alright, just wanted to do a little update. Sorry if you can hear the air conditioner. It's a little hot right now. It is currently a little bit past 6 p.m. and so far I think I only finished chapter 21 for The City of Heavenly Fire. I read that physically, and then I listened to a little bit on audiobook, and then I just did a few things on my to-do list for today. I did laundry and I worked out. So, but while I was working out, I wasn't really in the mood to listen to music, which I usually do. I wanted to listen to an audiobook, but I didn't want to listen to City of Heavenly Fire because I sometimes get distracted and I want to pay more attention to it. So I decided to start a new audiobook, and I started listening to The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon by Stephen King. I don't know, I was really in the mood for a Stephen King book, and this is one of the only short books that I have from him, and one that I'm not too interested where I want to read the physical copy, so I didn't mind reading the audiobook and maybe not paying too much attention. Yeah, so I got through all of chapter 1 and some of chapter 2 during my workout, and I'm liking it so far. It's just about a little girl who gets lost in the forest, and it's just, at the moment, it's just her trying to survive or get back to civilization. Definitely not a book I would have read physically maybe, but enjoying it as an audiobook for when I work out. So I'm just gonna keep listening to this one whenever I work out, so I'm gonna put it away for today. But now I need to fold some laundry, and I'm actually gonna listen to City of Heavenly Fire right now. It is now Saturday, and a little update. I ended up finishing City of Heavenly Fire last night, and I absolutely loved it. Towards, I think, like the last chapter before like the epilogue, it kind of hit me like, oh my god, I am reading the last book of this series. Like, it might not be the last time I see these characters or like hear about them, but this is like the last book surrounding them, maybe, right? Yeah, or at least so far. But it just kind of hit me, and I was like, oh my god, I need to cherish this. And so I took my time reading it, and the epilogue was just great. The whole Simon situation, I was getting upset because I was like, you're gonna do this? You're gonna do this last book after everything that went on. You're gonna do this? No. I felt like that was very, like, Cassie Clare just played with my emotions, and like, ooh, yes, I cried. Really enjoyed the way it ended. I feel like this book made me realize how much I really do care about these characters, because in the past I felt like I would kind of be like, I don't like this series that much. I'm not in love with this series. And then this book kind of made me realize, you know what, like, even though you didn't enjoy the first few as much as other people, overall I still feel very connected to these characters, and it's kind of sad. I don't know if it's just because I'm done kind of reading mainly about them, so I can finally start Lady Midnight. But I don't think I will start today. I want to read James Baldwin book that I showed, because I've just been on social media, I've been watching the news and everything, and it's just is a lot. and I just feel like I can learn more about the situation, or just be more aware, get more knowledgeable on these topics of police brutality and just like the Black experience in America, and just learn more about it by doing what I do best, which is read. So I'm gonna pick that book up, and I'm thinking of purchasing another one. I've been seeing a few people recommending nonfiction books on these topics. It's a really nice day out. Might read outside. Might go to the grocery store because I do need some stuff. Little update. I've been reading outside, and I got almost halfway through The Fire Next Time, and I'm really enjoying it. Definitely tabbed a lot. It's definitely giving me more inspiration to seek out more work, since this is pretty short. I feel like a lot of the ideas are just more like broad, and I would really like to dig into maybe works that go a little bit deeper into some of the topics that Baldwin is covering in this, in some of these letters. But nonetheless, I am really enjoying it. And I also got a book in the mail, so I ordered an illustrated history of notable Shadowhunters by Cassandra Clare, and this is just the illustrated book of like all the characters from like the series. I didn't think I would get it, but as I was reading City of Heaven like a few days ago, I was just looking for like images on like Pinterest of the characters, because I wanted to have an image to kind of refer to when I thought about them in my head. I think it's just fun to see the characters you're reading about kind of come to life in illustrations or just images. That's why movie adaptations or show adaptations of books that I enjoyed, whether they're good or bad, I really appreciate them because it just kind of brings the story to life in a different way. It was kind of an impulse buy, but I do not regret it because I just kind of flipped through it a little bit. I haven't actually gone deep and read it. But I do have to go in and tab some parts that I shouldn't read because I've only read the Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices, so I heard that there are a few spoilers for other things, and I was already kind of spoiled for a few other things by just flipping through it and reading the names. So I have to be a little bit more careful about that. But yeah, really excited to actually dive in a little deeper into this, so I'm so excited. I feel like City of Heavenly Fire just kind of made me like a really big fan of this series, of these characters. And now I just want to like own everything of this world. I was planning on just skipping over the Bane Chronicles and the Tales of Shadowhunters, Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, and just maybe read them later in the future, but I kind of want to like read them before the Dark Artifices, because I do just want more stories of these characters. Yes, I'm really excited to look through this. Oh, they're just so pretty. Oh, I haven't seen this one. Oh, this is Simon. I love Simon. I love Simon and Isabel. They're my favorite. Anyways, I'm gonna keep reading. Hello. It is actually Sunday now. I think the last time I vlogged was yesterday, Saturday afternoon. I think I was reading outside. But yeah, after that, all I did was go buy some groceries, came back, and the rest of the night was just, it was quite an emotional night. I was just on social media. I was watching the news, trying to catch up on everything that was happening, all the protests and everything. You know, just trying to get as much information as I can. I actually had some discussions with people. It was just very sad because there was definitely people on social media that just clearly don't understand the social outcry at this time and only see the bad and don't see why all of this is kind of happening and what led to this, and only condone certain protesters, I guess now riots. And it's just sad to see, and just it was a lot. So I didn't continue reading. I just kept staying on loop. I rewatched Crime and Punishment on Hulu. And then also on top of that, I do live in a city where a lot of the protests were very prominent, and I guess, and also like the rioting and looting and everything, and a lot of businesses around my neighborhood and in my neighborhood are being closed down. It's just a lot to try to process. Yeah, and I guess just trying to stay safe, trying to make sure community stays safe, but also aware and not letting these things detract us from the main purpose. Even though I'm already seeing that a lot of people just saying, well, this is not the way to do it, this is this and that, but not adding anything to the real conversation of, well, why is this all happening? Why did this happen all in the first place? And some people just can't see it, and I've tried to explain and, you know, do my best. I'm just waiting to see how everything else goes. I just want to keep learning about current situations just so I can see how can I help even more. But yeah, it's been quite a ride. Very sad one. This vlog didn't end up going the way I was expecting it to. I thought it was just gonna be a whole vlog just talking about the books I'm really excited to read. It's just really hard to see even people close to you kind of perpetuating this narrative, this story that, you know, this is not the way to do it, you should be ashamed of yourself, how dare you do this and this. especially when they've never spoken up about the damage that came before all this, the reason why people are protesting, why. It just goes to show how much work we have to do. It's crazy to think that this is also happening. It felt like just yesterday we were having these same discussions about a black man being killed in the hands of police officers. Like, why is this still happening? Why do we still have to talk about these issues? Like, clearly the last time people got outraged didn't do anything, because it still happened. It's still happening. But back to the reading. I'm still only halfway through the Fire Next Time. Planning to finish that today. Just trying to stay and keep on being educated. So